Okay, we'll get started. We'd like to welcome the champion of the 2023 Sanderson Farms Championship, Luke List. Luke, what a day that was. If we can get you to recap the day and what's going through your head right now.
Yeah, it's been a interesting last hour. Starting the day, I kind of haven't had a number in mind, and I think that kind of hindered my play early on. So then I tried to just free it up, and my ball striking really wasn't there this weekend, but I was able to really scramble nicely and make some putts. And then I was just mentioning it's very challenging to win out here, and Ben played great, but 16 and 18 were playing difficult. So just to have the opportunity to get in the playoff, I felt like, wow, okay, this is a gift. And then my mindset just switched into, okay, let's try to make birdie any way I could. Didn't hit the best iron shot, but I told my caddy, I was like, I'm making this, and it just somehow willed it in.
Take us through the playoff, just that one hole with 5 players.
Yeah, was in a playoff a couple years ago in Torrey Pines, so I'm familiar with that and was able to kind of harness my emotions and hit a nice drive. Felt really comfortable in that moment, and then just once you get on the green, I mean, I've been rolling it well, and I hit really good putts in the last 3 in regulation. So to kind of just pick my line and just kind of get in the moment and just trust the line, it was awesome to see it go in.
You won first time on the tour in 2022. Now again, just talk a little bit now about what this does for you, and then also just your plans now for the rest of the fall.
Yeah, it obviously opens up a lot of doors. The Century and Maui and the Augusta and some stuff. So I was just really happy with the way I hung in there mentally throughout the weekend without my A game per se golf swing. Usually in the past I would kind of fold up and get a little frustrated, and I was able to just hang in there. My caddy did a fantastic job on keeping me present, and just very fortunate to come out on top.
I think you even gave your hat away after regulation, so you really were not thinking a playoff was in your
future.
Yeah,
no, then I kind of heard, Ben made a bogey, which is tough on 16, and he had a heck of a week. So, I was not expecting it, when I posted 18 under, and, Hendrick Norlander is one of my best friends, and, I hated to see, he had a great putt on 18, and he played well all day. So to see, him playing really well again, I'm happy for, and, again, but it's a tough game, and I was happy to come on top.
And before questions, I know winning this tournament too, and Steve Gent's tournament here means a lot to you as well.
Yeah, I mean, I've always liked this golf course. I've had one other good finish. I think I finished second the year, tied for second maybe the year Cody Gribble won, and then a couple other decent finishes. So I love the golf course. It's always in fantastic shape. And Steve Gent's just such a fantastic guy, and he works so hard to get the field as good as it could. And this tournament is so sleepy under the radar, and I think it's one of the best tournaments we play all year.
All right, we'll start with questions.
I'm curious if you could just take us through kind of your emotions there after everyone's done with their putting. Your family runs out onto the green. What that moment was kind of like for you?
Yeah, I think all my emotion kind of came out after that putt, and then it was just shock, really still. But to have them there means everything. And the last one, my son was a little smaller, and he's starting to get into golf a little bit. But just my wife, she's incredible, and her steadiness and perseverance to keep me level and positive is a job in itself. So, at 38, I'm not that young anymore, and I feel like I do have some good golf within me, and it's just tough sometimes backing myself, and she's always got my back. So it was really special having her and my kids.
Yeah, kind of to follow up on that too. I mean, your story's well documented about, what you guys went through with your son as well. And this is a tournament that works, really closely with, Children's Hospital Mississippi. Just how much does it mean to, win specifically at this event for that reason?
Yeah, it's fantastic, and I know there's some, the RSM does the Birdies for Love and the charity, and that's why we play, to give back. I mean, the game gives us so much in these moments and this platform, but ultimately, it's using our exposure and our platform to give back to those that need it. And for this tournament to have a charity like that, it really rings home for me, just having, both our kids in the Children's Hospital of Georgia and in our hometown of Augusta. So there's a lot of families that need our help there locally, and we're trying to give back as much as we can.
Any other questions? Yep, let's go right over here on the left.
Come over here. Congratulations, Luke.
Thank you.
Just wondering, when you're playing, golf is a long game, 4 rounds. Is there any kind of mentality or quote or thought that kind of sticks with you that just guides you, and especially when you get to a playoff at the end?
Yeah, I mean, it's once you get inside the ropes, you kind of switch on because you've got too much to worry, focus on. So I think, I was a little antsy a little bit Friday night, playing well, and knew my game was in good shape, and maybe left a few out there yesterday. And today I was just like, okay, just free it up as much as I could, but it got a rocky start a little bit, bogeying 2. But I think my mentality is just put one foot in front of the other and just keep going and try to birdie the next hole. And you never know what can happen. Obviously, watching how it unfolded, I mean, like I said, I never thought I was even going to make a playoff. So to be sitting here is pretty unbelievable.
Mississippi is a state that I found is known for its baseball and football. Obviously, this is a big golf event that puts it on the map, too. What do you like about this course specifically and stands out to you when you're playing, maybe compared to others?
Yeah, I mean, obviously the greens stand out. They're probably the most pure Bermuda greens we play. So this time of year, pretty consistent. They usually have a little bit of rough that makes it premium on hitting the fairways, and then the weather's nice, too. So it's such a consistent, well-run event, and to have the charity and the fan support, and then just the overall experience is just such a great one for me personally, and now it's even better.
We were talking to Mackenzie Hughes earlier this week about the conversation starter in his house that trophy is. I guess, how excited are you about, and how unique is that to add your collection?
Yeah, I'm very excited because my daughter's been kind of on me. It's time to win another trophy, and she really enjoyed the surfboard at Torrey Pines, and I told her earlier in the week there was a rooster or chicken or whatever you want to call it, so she's pretty excited, and so I think we'll have to get her a little mini version of it for her for that. But it's nice to have your kids present and old enough to kind of appreciate it and share with them, and I'm very fortunate.
Yeah, let's go over here to Chris.
So I'm interested about the hat exchange. Did you sign the hat when you gave it away?
Well, the first time, no, I hadn't. The kid had just said, "Can I please have it?" I'm kind of a sucker for kids saying please and thank you. You'd be surprised how often you don't hear that out on the road. But usually in the South, you get some good kids. So the young kid, I told him, I said, "Hey, bud, I'm sorry to have to get this back. I think there might be a chance of a playoff." And even when I said it then, I didn't really believe it. I just kind of go through the motions going down there, and then when he hit it just in the rough there on 18, I was like, okay, maybe there's a chance. So I did find him right after the playoff, or after the trophy presentation, was able to give him the hat back. So I didn't sign it yet. If he, hopefully I can get him a signed hat later.
What would have been the contingency if you hadn't found him?
I've got another hat in the locker room, so it would have been end of the world, but that one did me right, so it was nice to have that one for the playoff.
And then you talked a little bit about the playoff. Just take us, what did you see exactly in that putt? It's one you'll remember for a long time.
Yeah, I hit it shorter off the tee than in regulation, so I actually had a better number and didn't hit as. I actually had a really good shot in regulation and was long, so it was a perfect number, and was kind of pin high-ish. But my speed's been really good all week. I think I maybe had 1 or 2, 3 putts, but just really good speed, and just really dialed into my spot, and that's all I did. I was just thinking about rolling it over that spot, and it was downhill. I mean, the greens are so perfect, breaking right to left, and I hit my spot and went in.
And now you're heading to Vegas. What is your schedule the rest of the fall?
Yeah, I'm not really sure what changes as far as that. I'll definitely go to Vegas because I like that golf course too, and it's a phenomenal charity, again, phenomenal tournament, and I like that tournament, like my chances there on that golf course. So I'm going to go try to get my mind right and compete and enjoy this for the time being, and then play Vegas, and then we'll kind of reassess from there.
Okay. One more question.
Yeah, just one more. I'm on this side this time. Graduating from Vanderbilt, is that correct?
That's right.
Right. So, SEC, obviously, big in the South here, too. What do you remember, maybe something you learned from playing at Vanderbilt in the SEC and everything that still helps you today as a professional?
Yeah, I learned not to get my hopes up for football. But, tongue-in-cheek, it's such a great school, and we have a lot of other programs that are, easier to root for the wins. But, Coach Lee there does a fantastic job, and I obviously still root for them. It's just a tough conference to compete in, as you guys all know, as Mississippi State and Ole Miss guys. It's a challenging conference, but I love my time in Nashville and wouldn't trade it for the world. And their golf program now is fantastic, top 5 consistently. Coach Limbaugh does a great job, so I love following them and supporting them as well.
All right. Well, Luke, we appreciate your time, and congratulations once again.
Thank you, guys.